Hello, hello, beautiful people. This is your girl recovering from the flu. Anyway, so some of you may or may not have seen my video from yesterday when it was a special message for those of you who like to talk smack and with no passport. Anyway, I want to take this time to share my own experience. For those of you who have followed me for quite some time, you should know by now that I have lived, worked in the Holy Land, and I was there for several years. I've also explored the region. I've been to several Middle Eastern countries. So whatever I share is my own perspective, my own experiences. And so I want to share this quick story of my own experience in July of 2022. When I was living in East Jerusalem on a Friday evening, minding my business on the couch, when all of a sudden I was reached by a family member who we grew up in church, but we hadn't talked in years. And God placed my name in her spirit to contact me, to pray for me, to contact me. So here I was Friday night, and we started a phone call. Again, this was the summer 2022. This was my first time going through the following experience. And as we were talking, we were getting ready to pray, and all of a sudden, Safe Alert goes off on my phone, on my work phone. And I said to her, okay, we can't even pray. I gotta duck for cover. I gotta find cover. I said, rockets are attacking right now. And it was scary. Got off the phone with her, and she was like, before I got off the phone, she was like, Rosie, I don't even know how you do it. I couldn't do it, blah, blah, blah. Like that was helping, okay? I was like, I got to get off the phone. Immediately, I went to where the extra room was, safe room. There's water, there's food. Okay, next. All of a sudden, panic, fear started to kick in. And I said, Lord, I'm by myself in this big apartment. And we're getting Safe Alerts, and we're getting rocket attacks right now. Now, mind you, this was scary at my first time, because normally Hamas would launch rockets from Gaza into Tel Aviv, not Jerusalem, into Tel Aviv. So this was my first time while I was living in Jerusalem going through this. So fear kicked in. Then all of a sudden, small, still voice inside says, Holy Spirit says, don't fear, I'm with you. Go to your room, go to sleep. That's it. So I went to sleep peacefully. I was knocked out as soon as I laid my head on the pillow. The next morning, I said to myself, let me go to the gym, because I have a feeling, first of all of my plans for the weekend are ruined. Secondly, if I don't get to the gym now, I'm not going to be able to go, because I had a feeling we were going to be stuck in the house again. And sure enough, I went to the gym, got in a quick workout, and all of a sudden, my brother and my mom called. And a lot of times you're okay, but then you hear your loved ones and their voice and their concern and their voice and their sounds and their tone. And that's what happened. My brother, my mom sounded very concerned as far as, don't worry, this, that, and the other, we got you. And that just got me emotional, and I just started to cry hysterically. And I said, I need to go home. I need to go home, because I have a feeling that there's more drama coming. And so sure enough, hours later, when I got home, after I got home, there was a shooting or stabbing on West Jerusalem. And so we were told once again to be vigilant, to stay home, to be careful. That was Saturday. Sunday comes around. Sunday morning, we started to hear boom from a distance. Boom from a distance. Okay. Later that evening, we were notified there was a ceasefire. Egypt had intervened. There was a ceasefire. But those rocket attacks were literally in the outskirts of where I was living. So that was my first experience with these rockets. And I'm just going to say this for those of you in the back. Many of you don't even know where you're standing for or what you're saying, because you're just going with the bandwagon. You're just going with the crowd. You don't even know the history, the background. You've never traveled beyond the 1 or 2 countries that you go to. Yet you're here following crowds of people who don't even know themselves what they're standing for. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Israel is being attacked by the north by Hezbollah. Hezbollah is backed up by Iran, and they're being attacked by what? The south of what? Hamas. Hamas is also backed up by Iran. I love the Palestinians. I love the Israelis. I know both sides. I lived both sides. I experienced both sides. Okay? And I also know that terrorism is real. And I've experienced it myself with these attacks and living in this environment, in that environment, okay? And I also am a Christian. I also read the Bible. And I also know that God made an ironclad covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he said, I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. That is biblical to this day. To this day. And I'm going to tell you something else. Okay? I am not in agreement with the thousands of deaths that's going on. But if the hostages would have been released, we would not have seen as much as we have. And now you've got Hezbollah in the mix. And I'm going to tell you one thing right now. God will never leave his people abandoned. I will tell you that now, like it or not. Okay? When I read my word, I can see God's faithfulness. And if you have not seen the documentary called Against All Odds, if you still don't believe me, you need to watch that. Because God will send angels to protect Israel. Like it or not, he will send angels to protect Israel. North, south, east, and west, honey. Watch the documentary Against All Odds. Okay. So this is not something that I'm shoving in your face or trying to persuade you on. I'm speaking facts. I'm speaking biblical facts. I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from my own perspective as well. So you guys, what I know is that we don't want to talk about, God's chosen people. We don't want to talk about that, right? Like it or not, it is what it is. That's an ironclad covenant that will not be broken. And Numbers 23:19, God is not a man that he shall lie or change his mind. He has not changed his mind on that covenant. And he's not going to start doing it now. And as hard as it is to see what's going on or to know what's going on or what have you, as hard as it is, when you have lived among the people, when you have broken bread, eaten among the people, it is much harder to watch things from this side, which is why I do not want to watch the news or watch images of any kind. So I keep myself guarded in that regard and in prayer, because that's all I can do is pray. That's all you can do is pray and let God have his way in everything. No matter how cruel, how unfair, how fair you think things go, I understand. We're human. I understand that. So, take care. God bless.